Hello everybody, it's Josie here. I'm doing another if you like this, you might like that video today. So I've got a bunch of books that I really enjoyed and then ones that I think are similar in sometimes tone, sometimes thematic, vibe, I don't know, just somehow I think if you like this book, you might like that one. So let's start with two classics and let's queer them up a bit. It's my favourite thing to do. So the first one is if you like Dracula. So if you like the classic Dracula, I would say give Carmilla a go by Sheridan Le Fanu. So Carmilla is basically hailed as the first sort of lesbian vampire book. It is very short, so it's a quick read if you're looking for a quick read at the end of the year. But basically Carmilla is a lesbian vampire and it is a classic, and yeah, I just think if you want to read a very short book about a classic lesbian literary figure who's a vampire, Carmilla's the one. Then the next one is if you like Sherlock Holmes and you want to update it to the modern world and you want to make it a little bit queer, then I would suggest reading A Study in Honour by Claire O'Dell. There is another book that I need to read because I really enjoyed this. So this is Sherlock and Watson. Not only are they queer, but they're set in kind of a sort of futuristic dystopian kind of setting, and they're also women of colour. So this book scores amazing diversity points, which I love. There's also some disabled rep because Watson has kind of like a robotic arm. It's great, it's fantastic. I really love this. I need to get around to reading the second book in the series, and yeah, if you want to update good old Sherlock Holmes, I would go with this. Then the next one I'm going to go to is this book over here. So this is The Burning by Laura Bates. Laura Bates. This book is about how it's basically a book around how girls are treated, how they're seen by their peers, how they're seen in the media, this kind of idea of slut-shaming, and it's about a girl who, a photo that she'd sent to her boyfriend got out, and everybody at her school saw it and she had to start a new school, and kind of her past comes back to haunt her, and how the friendships that she then makes help her through that and kind of the struggle. It's really great. It's really emotional. It's an amazing book, but it's not the easiest book to read, but it is very important and I highly, highly recommend it. And if you like The Burning, definitely check out The Nowhere Girls. Who wrote The Nowhere Girls? Amy Reed. This is incredible. This is about rape culture, about girls standing up for themselves and fighting back, and the friendships that they make, and also that discussion again around slut-shaming, around, you know, physicality, around sex, around how you look, how you dress, all of these things. I think it's an incredibly important book for all young girls and women to read, and there's also loads of queer characters in this one. So I love both of these books. I think if you have a teenage girl in your life, great Christmas presents, get these books. They're not easy, but I think they're really important to read. Then staying on that theme, I've got this book over here, is Moxie by Jennifer Mathau. This is a great book. So this is again about girls fighting back. I think this is about dress code, isn't it? Yeah, there's kind of a really sexist dress code in their school. And, you know, the lead character's just fed up with it. She's like, well, why as girls can we, you know, this is too low, that's too short, you know, all of this. We've got to adhere to these sexist dress codes, and the boys can wear whatever the hell they want, and no one cares. So they decide to fight back. And also the main character's mother was a riot girl back in the 90s, and she kind of finds the zines, and she, you know, there's that whole riot girl culture, and you can see on her hand here the stars. They do zines and they become, you know, modern riot girls, which I love, and I love the whole riot girl scene, being a teenager in the 90s. And so this book, if you loved Moxie, I would give Girls on the Side a go by Kerry Pack. This one is very gay, and it is actually set in the 90s, in the riot girl movement. You've got these more fabulous girls, you've got the music, the zines, all of that, and it's actually set in that era. So I definitely think if you want to queer it up a bit, and if you want to actually set it in the 90s, in that era, give Girls on the Side by Kerry Pack a go, because it's fantastic. Then, again with the girls, and sort of the pink theme, we've got Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. I don't know how many more times I can say how much I love Jen Wilde's books. They just make me so happy. And I say many times I've got a bit of a dark heart, but Jen Wilde's books make me smile and make me happy and bring blossoms to my heart. So Queens of Geek is set at a convention. You've got lovely queer characters in here, and you've got people falling in love. So you've got two love stories. One is queer, one is a straight love story. But it's so sweet. It's lovely. It's really for the geeks. You know, if you're a geek, if you're a fandom, if you love conventions, this is a wonderful book. And if you love Queens of Geek, of course, or vice versa, then The Princess and the Fangirl. I love this book. This is by, who's this by? I don't even know who this is by. Ashley Poston. I've heard some people say they don't like it. I loved it. So again, set at a convention, and you have a gorgeous, gorgeous female-female romance in here. So sweet. Just makes me smile. Definitely one of those books I will reread soon when I'm in the mood for something light and sweet, and I really, really adored it. So I would definitely give The Princess and the Fangirl a go. And then the last set of recommendations I have is slightly more hard-hitting, so I probably should have ended on a happy note, but so it's If You Liked The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. God. Is this edition not amazing? This book, is just one of my favourite books of all time. It is so hard-hitting, but also so beautiful to read. So it is about a teenage girl who is discovered with her friend in the back of the pram, and her aunt, who she lives with after her parents died, is very religious, sends her off to conversion camp. And that's really difficult. That's a really difficult subject matter to read about, and it's very much about religion and about belief, and, you know, all of those, and then you come to terms with the fact that you're queer, and if your religion doesn't support that, how do you deal with that? And it is a gorgeous book. There's gorgeous friendship group in this as well. You know, the way that the kids at the conversion camp then support each other. Gorgeous, gorgeous book. And if you love this, I would give The Love and Lies of Rhuksana Ali an absolute go. And again, like I said, vice versa. This is by Sabina Khan, I think. Yeah, Sabina Khan. This, again, is really hard. This had me... There were moments when I was like, what's going to happen? And there were moments when I was in tears with both of these books. But this is about the main character. Again, her parents find out, so she's of Pakistani origin, and her parents find out that she is gay, and they send her off to Pakistan to basically be married off in an arranged marriage. She doesn't know in the beginning that this is happening, and it's really difficult to read. Again, it's that clash between religion and belief and custom, and, you know, and being who you are, and, you know, still being respectful of your heritage and your family, but also having to own who you are as a person. And it is beautiful. Like I said, it did make me cry. Not many books make me cry. This definitely did. So I would definitely say this is amazing. Try both of these, and actually have one more recommendation set. So speaking of, we ended on the sad books. So this one over here, The Meaning of Birds by J. Robin Brown, sorry. This book is about, so the main characters has had some anger issues, and then a girl comes into her life, and she becomes her girlfriend, and all is well until her girlfriend dies, and that happens at the beginning of the book. And then the rest of the book is her kind of dealing with the grief, dealing with the aftermath, trying to reconnect with people. It is really beautiful. I would say, actually, if you like this, you probably would like We Are Okay as well, just with the grief element of it, but I recommend We Are Okay so much that I thought I'd recommend a book I don't think I've talked that much about is The Lies My Girlfriend Told Me by Julianne Peters. So Lies My Girlfriend Told Me, again, so the link here is that the main character, her girlfriend, dies right at the beginning of the book. And this one, and again, it's her dealing with the aftermath of that, you know, dealing with those emotions and feelings. But where this one kind of goes a step further as well is it, as you can probably guess by the title, she discovers some things afterwards where, you know, her girlfriend may have not been truthful about who she was and what she was doing. So not only are you dealing with this idea of grief and grieving for somebody that you love, but then also discovering that they might not be the person that you thought they were. And it's a great book. I've read quite a few Julianne Peters books, and this one's fantastic. I like it. So that's it. So those are my recommendations. Let me know, as always, if you've read any of them, what you thought, and if you have any recommendations. And I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye-bye.